Oh boy, Grand Peace Online once more. You know what? I'm actually really enjoying this game, which is really good. So let's talk about the Cupid Dungeon. I've played the Cupid Dungeon possibly way too many freaking times. And to this day, I still have not dropped the Cupid outfit. I just want to make that clear. But in this video, I'm going to teach you guys on how you can solo the Cupid Dungeon solo as a Magu user. Magu. So here's a couple of things that you're going to definitely need. First of all, for this guide, you need to be a Magu user. Although Mara users and Pika users, you guys can solo it regardless. Just get good. But Magu, it's a little bit harder considering you don't necessarily have Flame Flight, Light Flight, or even Suna's Sand Flight, whatever it's called. I don't know. Second of all, you must have Roku Shiki and you must have at least Iron Body, or Teke if you will. Third of all, it's not necessarily required. You might be able to do it without, but I would recommend having at least a set of Kraken armor and also maybe a couple of other items to give you extra buffs. Observation Hockey and Armament Hockey, whether they are completely maxed or not, is beside the point. You must at least have these. Seriously, these are going to help. Now that we've talked about the things that you absolutely need in your arsenal for the Cupid Queen's dungeon, let's go ahead and actually do it. Alright, so as soon as I get into the game, what I like to do is adjust my hotbar a little bit, so I only have the 3 damaging things available. So it's Sword in my first slot, Magu in my second slot, and Rokushiki in my third slot. And there's a reason as to why I do this, because it'll seriously help out. And I am lagging pretty hard, actually. What the fudge? So after the first room, which the first room, honestly, you should be able to solo pretty dang easily without any issue. Honestly, yeah, you can just clear out the first 2, maybe even 3 rooms without much issue. What's also nice is that if you have to clutch up using the E ability, so you don't take much damage from mobs, the Logiar bar will protect you so you don't take any damage. Third room, also pretty standard. By this point, you should have your ulti. If you don't, well, holy crap. Just be careful because, yeah, as you can see, Rokushiki users are actually freaking scary. So we're just gonna go ahead and press this. I'm gonna activate my E ability since I'm actually kind of getting a little bit lower on HP. There we go. After that room, usually I have a little bit more HP, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come up here real quick and activate my E ability. Hopefully there's no burn bazookas. Okay, I gotta be careful because the Cupid Queen's guards are the reason why this room is kind of deadly. This is where the strategies are really going to start being important. As soon as you get into this room, come up here and see if you can get all the guards to group up. In this first room, in wave 5, there will only be Cupid's guards that will be in the fight. So you only have to worry about these guys. Cheese these guys until they die, because believe me, this is where you could actually seriously get completely fricked up if you don't know what you're doing. If they get low enough, you can become kind of brave and use your Magma Eruption. I'm just going to go ahead and cheese these guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and come over here, activate my Slayer Cross Slash, which hits him once, and I'll use my R ability. Bink. Cool. All right, this room, you're gonna want to activate both Observation and Armament, just so you can tank a couple more hits. Because there is a rare chance, low chance, but as you can see here, that single sword users will be a thing. They're not that deadly, but still, they can kind of goof you up, especially if they knock you off this area. Because the Cupid's Queen's guards and everyone, they will mess you up. So this is a similar strat as to the previous room, just kind of cheese these guys until they die. Beyond this room is when we're really going to have to start using some strategies though, because in the next room is when we're going to be fighting Leo. And if you've ever fought Leo before, you would know he's a bit of a hothead. That was a funny joke, laugh please. So these guys are low enough, I should be good. I'll just come down here and activate my R ability. Bink. And that killed them all. This is where you're gonna wanna get as close to the beginning area as possible, and then you're gonna activate Rokushiki, and you're gonna activate Iron Body, and you're gonna chill here until Leo comes over here and activates 2 abilities. First is his ultimate, which is the ability he's using right now, and second is his Flame Pillar, which he just used. After this, now you're gonna want to just kind of keep your distance and block the Fireflies whenever he sends them. When he goes to use the Hyken ability, that's really not an issue either. He's gonna use his Flame Pillar. Okay, that's not it. That was the Hyken. Whatever. Just try not to stay in Rokushiki for too long, especially if you don't have high stamina regen. That's what I was waiting for, is this Flame Pillar ability. And if you need to, don't be afraid to give up some HP. Just a little bit. But whatever you do, do not get hit by either the Flame Pillar or the ultimate.
I like it, cut G.
Ooh, that's not good. Okay. All right, I guess you could take a little bit of damage as long as you're blocking. But just be aware, because it seriously will mess up your day. All right, and if he just kind of stands on you after you're blocking, he's kind of waiting for an ability. Yep, that's what I thought. And what you can also do in the event of his ultimate is just back the fudge up. If you have room to get away, get away. After it gets down to about a fourth of his HP, I'm gonna start relying on my lava pool to really melt this guy, because then I'm gonna have a fair amount of, what is it? Stamina by that point. And I'm gonna go into magma form, I think? Yes, and this is just gonna melt him, and if I'm correct, this should actually kill him. I'm actually gonna save armaments and everything until the Cupid Queen goes into her second phase, because the Cupid Queen's second phase is going to be the issue. Oh yeah, and we're also on the Cupid Queen, by the way. I'm gonna see if I can cheese her block break. And then I can melt her a little bit. Also, in the event that you start taking a lot of damage, you can come up here and chill for a bit until your HP starts regenerating a lot. And honestly, you could just probably keep doing this. All right, and right about the time she starts getting ready to go into phase 2, we're gonna chill for a bit because my HP is actually getting a little bit lower. Also, as Magu, do not worry if your ultimate gets wasted. You should be able to do a bunch of damage without your ultimate. All right, I think we're about ready to go into phase 2, which is when we're gonna activate this. We're gonna activate Rokushiki as soon as she goes into phase 2, and we're just gonna tank absolutely everything. So you're gonna do one more wave of swings. We're also gonna activate armaments. I'm gonna go for the ultimate. And it is clearly not working, so I'm just gonna use R. In the event you start getting low on HP, what you can do is you can come up here, chill with Rokushiki. Rokushiki? Oh, it's not quite ready yet. Okay. And in the event she teleports up to you, you can just simply knock her off. Okay, we gotta get out of this. Oh, gosh. And yeah, lava, by the way, is even as Magu, be scared of it. Be very scared of it. I'm gonna knock her down, and then I'm just gonna follow her down. I'm just gonna melt. Okay, my HP is pretty high, so I'm not worried about it now. Oh, and I got her pinned. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. Like clockwork. Obviously, farming the Cupid dungeon solo as a Magu user is incredibly inefficient. But it's possible, and it feels freaking good doing it. It is also a lot of fun. But did you know you can play Grand Peace Online on mobile? Yeah, I didn't until fairly recently. Well, watch this video right here if you want to see me take on a dungeon on my smartphone.